Hello, this is Robert from Sundeck, and today I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce you to Sundeck's default flow, which is a rich set of out-of-the-box functionality for improving your Snowflake experience with very little configuration required. We'll start here on the default flow page, which is the page in the Sundeck UI that you will see once you have successfully signed up for a Sundeck SaaS account at sundeck.io. You'll see that the page is broken into sections, and each section of the default flow pertains to a specific power tool that Sundeck provides. The first of these, Custom Warehouse Mapping, provides the ability to define a custom workload tag, which can be used in the warehouse connection property of your Snowflake clients and applications. We'll show you how to provide this workload tag to your client tools later in the video. Here you can see the custom workload tag name in the column on the left, and the Snowflake warehouse name that queries assigned to the workload tag should be routed to. You can edit these to your liking. Be sure to reference warehouse names you actually use in Snowflake, and add as many new workload tag mappings as you like, and delete any which are already there. Let's move on to the Improve Snowflake Usability section, which provides helpful guardrails against certain undesirable query patterns, as well as powerful extensions to Snowflake SQL syntax. Each of the available usability helpers can be turned off and on with a checkbox. The first watches incoming queries and prevents update and delete queries from running without where clauses. This behavior can be overridden by including a -- force comment in the query. The second helper extends Snowflake's existing show grants syntax by adding support for a new recursive keyword. With this helper turned on, users can now issue show recursive grants commands to see the complete unrolled list of all the privileges granted to a particular user or role. Lastly, Sundeck brings a very powerful feature from Bash scripting to Snowflake SQL by allowing commands enclosed in backticks to be used inline as tables within your SQL queries. For example, with this option turned on, the results of Snowflake's show commands can be queried directly in a single SQL statement. Moving on to the Limit Consumption by Day section, Sundeck provides the ability to enforce granular usage quotas at the user or role level. This feature works together with Sundeck Ops Center, so we'll need to have installed Ops Center from the Snowflake App Marketplace. If you haven't already installed Ops Center, you can refer to our documentation to get up and running quickly. To connect Ops Center to Sundeck SaaS, we'll first create a token in Sundeck, and then provide that token to Ops Center to establish the connection. To create the token, hover your mouse over your account name at the upper right of the Sundeck UI, and select Account Settings from the menu that appears. On the Account Settings page, scroll midway down to the Tokens section, and click Create Token. Give the token a name, and click the Generate Token button, and then copy the token you've created to the clipboard. With our token in hand, let's head over to Ops Center to complete the setup. Here in the Snowsite UI, we've launched the Ops Center Snowflake app. Scroll the left menu down and click Settings, and on the Settings page, click the Initial Setup tab. Midway down the page, click the Option 2 Sign Up with Email tab. Paste the token generated in Sundeck into the gray Sundeck Token field, and click the Enable Notifications button. You'll be prompted by Snowflake to allow the required API integration to be created. Click the Allow button. That's it, we're now connected. Let's head back over to Sundeck. Since we navigated away from our default flow in order to create the token for Ops Center, we'll click the Flows icon in the upper left menu to return to it. Now that our granular consumption limits are configured and active, let's move on to text fragment aliases. This Sundeck feature gives SQL writers powerful shorthand to make their work much easier and more efficient. By simply including an alias from the left column within a SQL query, Sundeck expands that alias into the full text, shown here in the right column, before the query is submitted to Snowflake. We've included a handful of helpful aliases to start with, which you can modify, or create your own. In addition to intercepting and modifying queries before they are sent to Snowflake, we've included a helper to shut down idle Snowflake warehouses faster during nights and weekends. To use it, simply set your desired working hours and time zone. Now that we've done some simple configuration, it's time to connect our SQL tools to Sundeck and start reaping the benefits of query engineering. To do this, we simply save the flow, and then copy the Sundeck hostname at the bottom of the default flow to the clipboard. We'll then paste this hostname in place of Snowflake's URL in the configuration dialogs or connection strings in our SQL tools. We'll do this quickly in Hex, but the procedure is very similar with any tool that connects to Snowflake. In Hex, I'll simply create a new Snowflake data connection, paste my Sundeck hostname into the account name field, and turn on the proxy option. Since all the queries on this connection will be going through Sundeck before hitting Snowflake, I'll provide one of the custom Sundeck workload tags we set up earlier in place of the warehouse name. This will allow me to redirect queries to a different warehouse in the future without having to modify this connection again, and will also give me a wealth of useful reporting data in Ops Center. The rest of the connection is configured in the usual way using your preferred authentication method and credentials and desired role to connect as. That's it. We hope you'll find these built-in Sundeck tools useful, and we hope they help you get started on your Sundeck journey. Be sure to reach out to our support team, available via in-app chat, if any questions arise. And when you're ready to dig deeper and start building powerful custom solutions with Sundeck, check out our documentation at docs.sundeck.io.